fat, brutal sprang out and hit her forehead.
Oh my gosh, yo, this man is literally describing the way. And get this, the kicker is, this character is 1.5.15. Oh my, bro. I feel like I need some type of like cleansing after this video, dude. The DeviantArt user who writes disturbing fan fictions. Which, by the way, isn't this the most obvious thing ever? The most average DeviantArt user activity, though, to make weird fan fictions?
DeviantArt is considered to be the world's largest art community with over 100 million registered users and with more than 650 million pieces of art uploaded to the site.
Damn.
But despite its extreme success, if you somehow got to the point of using DeviantArt on a daily basis, it means you have failed in life at some point.
No, he said it, bro. That's facts. Anybody who's on DeviantArt user every day, I'm expecting you to be like the weirdest gooner, or you're drawing some type of like NSFW images of Naruto characters, something like that, bro. That or you're way too lonely. Go outside.
DeviantArt has a long list and history of users using the platform to promote their weird, inappropriate fantasies.
Bro, is this Sonic with a obesity thing fetish, bro? Anybody who finds like obesity attractive in that type of way, bro, you actually need help. Like, your brain needs to be donated to science when you die. I'm so dead ass.
Normally featuring characters from popular cartoon shows where these characters are and very much look age. Every day hundreds if not thousands of these type of content is uploaded to the website, which is a big problem as many of the active users that frequent this online space aren't even over 18.
Facts.
Even though small caution steps had been taken to reduce the exposure of these type.
Bro, safe mode is not stopping you from seeing some random like Sonic that's obese, bro. Because technically a lot of these things I feel like that are these quote fetishes, they're not really like flaggable stuff. They might be some like weird, like a picture of somebody's feet, right? Is that considered NSFW? Not really, right? But then it shows up on some kid's feed and he's like, huh? The hell is this, you know?
Of content to minors, it seems that more and more they sort of neglect this problem and just sweep it under the rug like it doesn't exist, even though it's very much real.
Yep.
When you allow this type of content mostly rated on your platform, it's only natural that groups of deranged individuals who find this type of content start consuming it and actively creating communities around it.
Okay.
And that brings us to today's
total drama
topic. Cowboy Alchemist, a user who not only engaged in this type of degeneracy, but went as far—
Wait, what show is this? Cowboy Alchemist. Is this Cowboy Bebop and Full Metal Alchemist combined, or am I too much of an anime nerd? Or is this some cartoon, like, not anime?
as to produce and openly endorse it within the community he created. From posting fanfics where ISO-C would engage in inappropriate activities with fictional female characters to—
Bro, is she pregnant? Wait, how old are these characters?
being the subject of a 100-page document accusing him of some very disturbing stuff.
100 pages. Whatever it says in there, that motherfucker did it, bro. He did all of it. Arrest him for life, bro. Everything. I don't care. 100 pages. If somebody has 100 pages of you doing anything in life, bro, that's the most concrete, clear proof you did something, bro. Ask Jeffrey Epstein, bro. Them Epstein files, same type of concept. After a certain amount of pages, bro, that motherfucker did it, bro. I don't care.
Cowboy Alchemist claims to be a successful writer, with some of his fanfics being read by thousands of people online on websites like fanfiction.net. But what defines success in the writing world isn't just the number of people who read your stuff.
Brief intermission. If you're enjoying the video so far, please make sure you go and smash the subscribe button. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. We're officially about maybe 15K away, so please make sure you sub up. Thank you. Because I could draw some crazy picture of like SpongeBob with his meat out going like these or something like that and put it on fanfic.com, and guess what? People are gonna click on it because it's weird, creepy, and disgusting, or some people might genuinely find it attractive if you do seek freaking help. But I get what he's saying.
I mean, yeah, it's a big part of it, but it's not everything. The quality of your writing matters too.
Yep.
And let me tell you, Cowboy Alchemist's writing is not exactly made for everyone. I personally find it unoriginal, overly and boring as f.
Okay.
Most of his fanfics are based on popular cartoon shows like The Owl House, Amphibia, and Gravity Falls.
What the hell is the Owl House and Amphibia, bro? I know about Gravity Falls, though. I know ball.
And that's completely fine. Having a base for your story, a starting point, is normal for fanfictions. But the problem is that his plots are basically just the original story with
weirder things. Okay, so is this, if you put Gravity Falls character into Stranger Things, kind of interesting.
one key difference. The main character is replaced and pushed to the side by one of Cowboy Alchemist's original characters, aka ISO-C's. Some chapters of some of these fanfics are literally just retellings of actual episodes from the show, which makes the fanfic insanely unoriginal and boring to read. Like, why the f am I going to read a fanfic about the exact plot of a show I already watched? On top of that, the original characters' inserts into these fanfics are really poorly written.
Hey, screw the writing part, bro. The character design look mid as hell. Why you got this man in the most boring, plain red tee? He just looks like he's not meant to be the main character, man.
Almost as if a child wrote them. They are described as overpowered as hell, always the
Yo, bro, my man can't get some shoes on? Can he not afford some socks?
voice of reason, always morally superior, and always with some tragic backstory so the reader can sympathize with them. So, unlike the actual shows where the characters start flawed, make mistakes, and slowly develop emotionally, Cowboy Alchemist's protagonists are basically perfect from the start.
Oh.
But what really kills me and makes these fanfics unbearable to read is the fact that most female side characters from the original shows are constantly portrayed as being interested in
Whoa! Okay, bro. Yeah, he's drawing like women to be like these devious, freaky beings, bro, who just have like uncontrollable like horniness, bro. What is this? What is this, man?
His original characters. Which obviously raises the question, are these OCs actually just self-inserts Cowboy Alchemist uses to fantasize about
facts, bro, they're probably him, bro. He's probably like, you know what? Now, the finishing touch. Let me add myself into the show. This is where I come in, and I get to mess with the girls in the show because I wish I could do that, bro. These are probably like, what's the word? Vicariously living through the cartoon, if that makes sense.
Female characters? In his All House-inspired fanfic called The Seventh Son, the protagonist is named Booker Bridges. He basically takes the place of Luz Nasija as the main character, pushing her to be a sidekick. Throughout the fanfic, there are countless moments where not only Luz, but also Amity show romantic interest in Booker Bridges. The thing is, Luz and Amity are canonically a couple, and yeah, I get it. Fanfics don't have to follow canon.
Oh, damn. Okay, so he's doing that like Drake stuff, bro. That, what's it called?
Say that you a lesbian, girl, me too. Girls want girls where I'm from, yeah.
If you know that song, you know ball a little bit.
100%. That's the whole point of fanfiction. But wouldn't it make more sense for Booker to have a new original female character that's romantically interested in him, instead of just hijacking the most important relationship in the show? To me, this just screams cringy self-insert power fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Cringy. And you can also say that there's probably some type of like homophobia type of thing behind it, maybe. Or maybe that's a reach. I don't know. I mean, I guess kids growing up, or just people growing up in general, always looked at the character and you find them attractive and it's like, oh, damn, I wish they were maybe not lesbian. Or maybe you're a girl watching it and you might have been like, oh, I wish they were straight. So I don't know. Or if you're a girl watching it and they're straight, maybe you say, oh, I wish they were lesbian. I don't know. I guess it's normal to find certain characters attractive, but making your own fanfic where you're stealing that girl from somebody else, I don't know, it's a little bit like, bro, it's kind of cringe, honestly, rather than anything cancelable.
Offer inserts himself into the plot and makes every female character obsessed with him for no reason. Another example of this is Cowboy Alchemist's Gravity Falls inspired fanfic called Weirder Things. In this fanfic, the main character is yet another original character named Patrick Pines. And just like in the previous fanfic, Dipper and Mabel, the original main characters of Gravity Falls, get pushed aside and turned into sidekicks for Patrick. This is especially noticeable with Dipper. In the fanfic, he makes significantly stupider decisions compared to the show, while Patrick conveniently becomes the new voice of reason, the role Dipper originally had in Gravity Falls. Patrick, just like Booker Bridges, is described as having a somewhat tragic backstory. He's strong, brave, morally upright, and eventually revealed to be the key to defeating Bill Cipher. Oh, and of course every single female finds him attractive. In this fanfic, Patrick's main love interest is Wendy, who
bro, the guy who made this show, I can tell he's the type of dude who like never got any attraction from a woman in his life, and now he's like, you know what, I'm gonna take this back, it's gonna be me this time. You could just tell, bro, like this is not realistic for every single girl to find you attractive, bro. It's just not.
Like in the show, he's years old. While nothing extremely...
Whoa, 15? Is that what that is? 15. Wow.
Happens in the main story itself, the follow-up installments of this fanfic take things much further. These follow-up works are often labeled as fics, meaning they primarily focus on explicit romantic scenarios between the characters, sometimes described in a way that many readers would find deeply uncomfortable, to the point where it could generally be considered torture to read some of them.
Buddy, screw the torture, bro. This shouldn't be considered a crime. We're drawing 15-year-old characters going crazy, having intercourse. Yo, bro, why are we're actually, like, what's the word? Regressing as a society, bro. You have talent, but you want to do this instead. You're lame.
I didn't read much of these fanfics because, as you can imagine, this isn't exactly what I like to read. But for research purposes, I forced myself to read one from top to bottom.
Oh,
and
man.
oh boy, I regret it, okay? The one I read is called Lifeguard's Reward, and it takes place in the Gravity Falls universe. It's about how Wendy becomes a lifeguard at the swimming pool in Gravity Falls and decides to reward her boyfriend Patrick Pines with...
I don't like how this freaking is already going, bro. In this, you're already putting them in a skimpy fit just cause, I don't know. Maybe I'm like thinking too deep, but this man's probably about to do something like, he's about to try to like crack her underwater or something, bro.
some time. To make matters even more unsettling and friend Patrick Pines with some time. To make matters even more unsettling and uncomfortable, the character Jackie Lynn Thomas from Star vs. the Forces of Evil also partakes in these scenarios.
Whoa.
The way these actions are described is super detailed in a very gross and over-the-top way, to the point where this fanfic makes women romance novels feel really tame. Grasping the waistband, Wendy yanked the legs. The redhead gasped when
Patrick's fat, brutal sprang out and hit her forehead.
Oh my gosh, yo, this man is literally describing the way he went this and then on the forehead. Wait, why did I do that to my own forehead? Hey, yo, pause. And get this, the kicker is, this character is 1/5/15. Oh my, bro. I feel like I need some type of like cleansing after this video, dude. Somebody please like put me in a bath, man. Wipe me down, man.
So as you can probably guess, the major problem I have with the fanfictions is that they feature characters who are labeled as teenagers in their respective shows, engaging in highly activities. Even though Cowboy Alchemist makes sure to mention that these characters
Oh my god, he's 18!
are aged up in the fanfics, it honestly just feels like he's doing that to avoid repercussions.
No. Oh, wait. Okay, so he aged up those characters to be 18 so that they could... Yeah, it's still weird, but I thought for a second he was 18 and the other characters were their canonic regular ages, bro. And I was gonna say that makes it even worse. You are a too. Wait, how old is the age of this animator, by the way? Is he an 18-year-old? Is this person a kid too? That kind of changes things a little bit, but...
And the other major problem I have is that not only this Patrick Pines character, but pretty much all of his protagonist OCs feel like blatant self-inserts of him, which gives me the impression that he uses these characters as ways to insert himself into these fictional worlds and place himself in relationships with these female characters. So, I think this pretty much gave you a good idea of what Cowboy Alchemist does and the problems I have with it. So, in the following section of this video, I will be going over the various allegations that were made against him in that earlier mentioned 100-page document.
Oh my god, bro. What's his name again? I forgot his name, bro. The Cowboy Alchemist guy files. That's what this is.
Document will be left in the description in case you want to take a look at it and come to your own conclusions.
Okay.
I will not be following the exact order of the allegations posted in that document. Instead, I will first go over the allegations that I think have enough evidence to claim that they are true, and then later I will go over the ones that, in my opinion, don't have enough information to be fully confirmed. Okay. So, starting with his Discord server and the new channel.
Oh my god, bro. Okay, yeah, Discord is a very, very good place to start with a person like this, because if they're doing this, like, if they're doing this for their career or whatever, they're fun or whatever, and they're getting this audience into the Discord, you already know the Discord is full of the craziest type of fanfics ever, bro. And none of them are probably going to be censored or blurred or whatever. It's probably going to be stuff that are damn near way beyond cancellation. You're inviting the most disgusting, weird, degenerate people into your server, and that moderation needs to be 10 out of 10 in order to avoid that.
Inside it. As many of you know, Discord is quite literally the worst place for a minor to be after games, mostly because the moderation on servers that have channels usually doesn't include any real age verification. And in Cowboy Alchemist server, it was no different. The channels didn't have any sort of verification whatsoever, and that anyone could basically...
Bro, any Discord server with an NSFW channel in 2026, bro, like, you actually need to get packed up. There's no reason to even have this. I'm gonna be honest. Why?
Access them in this channel whatsoever, and that anyone could basically access them. In these channels, users would share images where cartoon characters like Anne from Amphibia, Lenny and Lori from The Loud House, and countless others would engage in you-know-what activity.
Oh my god, bro. Who reacted to this, bro? You're freaking weird, man. Oh, wait, this is a sad face? I don't know, bro. Just delete the whole channel. Nuke everything, man. Why is the Loud House always involved, by the way? Somehow.
Sadly, I wasn't able to join his server and confirm these allegations myself, but I was able to get in contact with people who were actually in the server and who confirmed that these channels did exist and this type of content was being shared there. And considering the fact that Cowboy Alchemist himself deleted these channels from his server after the document was posted...
Oh yeah, he knew, bro. Let's be real here. It's 100% confirmed, bro. Because other people can confirm it and then the channel gets nuked. Come on.
I think it's fair to say that this allegation has a good chance of being true. Speaking of these channels, I also think it's really disturbing that most, if not all of the characters featured in the images posted there are portrayed as underage in their respective shows. And many of these images were posted by Cowboy Alchemist himself.
Willow is older in this picture, but people with brains already knew that. Bro, aging up random characters is weird, and people who don't think so. Okay, so let's just say, because we use logic from humans, right? We're human beings, okay? Let's just say you took a picture of a kid, a real kid, right? They were 13-year-olds, I don't know, a random kid that you see outside. It's a kid, right? Take a picture, and then you draw them aged up. Isn't that weird? It is weird because you're fantasizing about something that's young being older. It's just weird.
Before you make assumptions, no, I'm not calling him a pedophile. But I think everyone can agree that there's something inherently wrong with sexualizing cartoon characters from children's shows.
Yes.
And this is something Cowboy Alchemist clearly knew was controversial, because he would get defensive every single time someone called him out about it in his server. His usual response was to claim that the characters were aged up in the images. But first of all, the characters were not aged up at all. They were...
Oh, okay, so he was just saying, oh no, but they're actually 18. But he was drawing them the exact same way, okay.
Exactly the same as the show, but with just bigger
You're not even aging them up, dude. You're just making them more freaky. You're so weird. Oh my god, this guy's actually disgusting.
And second of all, he would get extremely passive-aggressive whenever someone brought this topic up, clearly showing some type of insecurity about it.
Facts, because he knows, bro. He knows what he's doing, and that's why he's acting like everybody else is stupid, bro. This is what happens when you give somebody with too much talent, but a destroyed, corrupt brain, authority and power, bro. They begin to tell people they're the ones thinking weird, bro. People with brains already knew that. People with brains would not be doing this, bro.
At some point, there were so many people calling him out on this topic that he made a post on his server banning all types of sexual content that featured the characters. The thing is, he didn't enforce the rule at all, and he himself would break it constantly.
Yeah, what are you talking about, bro? Like, you're breaking the rule every single post. Bro, breaking news, newsflash, buddy. Drawing the chest a little bit bigger does not age up the character.
So, if you make a rule but don't enforce it when someone breaks it, why does that rule even exist? Apart from looking at some very unsettling images in his Discord server, another thing you could do there was suggest and discuss ideas with other fellow users about his fanfics, or even point out things he could improve. But honestly, you would be better—
I just know there's some weirdos in there like, yo, well actually based on the real female anatomy, this side is a little bit bigger than the other side, and this one used to be bigger. Bro, they're out here like commentating and giving their feedback on the drawings and stuff. It's just weird.
Off just shutting the fuck up, because Cowboy Alchemist would not take your suggestions into consideration and would often get upset just because you mentioned something you disliked about his fanfics. On the rare occasions where he actually did take criticism into consideration, he would still make you feel like absolute shit and be a total jerk about it.
Alright, it's finally done. After God, I don't know, whenever that stupid video review came out. But it's finally over. I've gone back, took all of the advice given, and updated Season 1 of The Seventh Son. It's finally over, and now I'm going to take a break from writing. Give myself a week before I feel up for more updates.
Yo, this dude is like doing his best to feel like heavily important, bro. You're not Akira Toriyama, bro. You ain't no damn famous manga author, bro. We don't care, bro. Take that week break. Take a month break, bro. As a matter of fact, never write again.
Regarding his DeviantArt, there are also some minor things he can be called out for, like the fact that he traces some of his fan art from other media, and that his DeviantArt favorites tab used to be flooded with AI-generated images of the previously mentioned characters, often with some very unrealistic body proportions. And I think this pretty much sums up all the allegations that I believe are true based on the information we have. Now,
well, that's gonna do it for the most disturbing, DeviantArt user out there. Honestly, do I believe that this is actually the most disturbing DeviantArt user so far? Low-key, no, bro. I feel like there's somebody out there who's worse. I mean, yes, he does have mostly confirmed allegations of like, oh, what he was actually drawing and how he was bothering people and being weird. There are people out there who probably freaking touch people, okay? So, and it's confirmed. Either way, this guy is still weird because he's drawing underrated characters aged up with just bigger freaking chests, dude. What is that? And then he's like, I don't know, putting himself in there so that he can like, I don't know, mentally smash those characters. It's just weird, freaky stuff. I don't know, bro. As I said earlier, my brain needs a cleansing after this, and after this guy dies, please donate his brain to science so we can study what's wrong with him and then never raise a child the same way he was raised, okay? With that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord link in the description. Make sure you sub to the channel. We're on the road to 200,000 subscribers. Let me know in the comment section what you want to check out next, whether that's DeviantArt users or some type of fandom stuff or literally anything. I don't really care nowadays. As always, have an amazing rest of your day. It's Love I love you, and I'm out.